all my knowledge of losing weight before all kicked in. And I'm not saying don't count calories. The reason why I feel like I can get away with it is because, stop, Darius, don't touch this cord. I'm not kidding. You know better. Oh. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be able to record later. I gotta get this over with. So anyway, stop chewing your shirt. Okay, whatever. Anyway, this is probably gonna end up being part 1 and part 2 because it's getting to be long. But anyway, I can get away with that because I am eating all natural. Like I said, I've lived 4 years as a vegetarian before. I'm definitely into natural foods now. Some people, you know, need to count calories and everything because they're eating, you know, processed foods and bad foods and stuff as they're losing weight. And I know through experience, you know, how to, you know, eat naturally. And what I mean by that is that anything that has like more than one ingredient, I stay away from processed food, stuff in boxes and stuff like that. Like if I want potatoes, I don't grab the mashed potatoes and the dishes, the au gratin, you know, in the boxes and stuff, because they add all kinds of things in there that is gonna make you fat. And if I want potatoes, I buy the potatoes and I go ahead and bake them or boil them or whatever I'm gonna do. I'm eating like natural. So, and I make sure that my plate has more vegetables in it than anything. So you fill it up with your vegetables, a little bit of carbs, and you know what? I'm gonna have to come back. I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Man, that colon cleanse kicks in on time. I know it's disgusting that I'm discussing it, but that's good. You guys getting to see what's really going on. So it's 7:54. I'm trying to talk as much as I can before I got to get my son out the door in the next few minutes. But I just want to show an example of what I mean by natural foods. I told you I got everything that was processed out of the house, but I found a box of something. This is pasta entree. And what I mean by natural foods is, if you look at the ingredients on here, well, you can't see, the light is blinding it, but anyway, I'm going to read the ingredients, like enriched pasta, durum flour, niacin, ferrous sulfate, thiamine, riboflavin, folic acid, salt, sauce, whey butter, cream, salt, partially hydrogenized soybean oil, food starch, modified non-fat milk, dried onion, dried parsley, natural flavors, dextrose, dried garlic, buttermilk, sodium hexa, blah, blah, blah. I'm not gonna keep going on, but that's what I mean. I stay away from that. When I lost weight this last time back in 2009, I think I started in September or August, and I lost like 25 pounds or whatever. I was eating all organic. I'll be back. I didn't want to spend my walking time talking to you guys, and like I said, I know I'm going to be busy this week, so I'm trying to get it in, but I'll stick around a few more minutes and record. I'm going to get him out the door, and then I'll come back. Okay, I'm back. I got my son out the door. I tell you, that little man works me like a Hebrew slave. But I love him so much, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Oh, yes, I would. I'd have a husband and some helpers, but I wouldn't trade him. So anyway, I was talking about what processed food is as opposed to natural food. So, you know, this box food, somebody else prepared and put the ingredients, you know, they have to put preservatives and all kind of things in there to preserve the food and stuff, and you know, it's altered, and it's I believe responsible for a lot of our weight issues here in America. But anyway, that's another story. So about the calories again. So I feel like I'm not counting calories. I mean, not that I have anything against them. That's what I started out trying to do. But honestly, I'm I'm making time to do my exercise, which I do put in an hour walking. Then I'm making the time to do my weights, and I'm sticking consistently to that. Then I have to have time to shop, and because I'm eating natural, I have to cut up the food and prepare it naturally and stuff like that. Then I'm trying to do the videos and document, and I'm trying to get a business going, and I'm responsible for 12 girls, and I'm the one that's building the website, and I'm the one that's built, and I didn't go to school for that. I'm teaching myself. And then I have my son, and I told you guys before, he was diagnosed with autism. So he is a lot of work. I'm telling you, if I was to record this whole day and you guys see what I go through, and I have very little help, the only time that I have to myself is when he goes to school. And then one of the reasons why I gained the weight back before is because I was just feeling overwhelmed. When I lost that weight, I started like in August, I think. I can't remember, but anyway, last year around November, and I'm going to show you guys my book, a picture, so you can see what I'm talking about. But I lost a bunch of weight, and I was just, I did my cleanse, and I did a candida cleanse. If you guys want to know anything about that, get Kevin Trudeau's book, Natural Cures. That man is always in a lot of heat, but the stuff I tried with reading his book worked. So I don't care what other people are saying, and I'm throwing him in jail and all this other stuff. That stuff worked. So anyway, I was eating right and stuff like that, and I was eating organic, and I never felt better in my life. But financially, it was draining me. I would run out of money before I would get any more. And then I would have to go and eat with people who were eating processed foods. And I'm also, I was working, good job, paying good money. And then my son was diagnosed with autism, and I was taking him to therapies like 3-4 times a week, getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, doing his exercises with him. I was living out in Iowa at the time, and I was by myself. And I didn't want to quit my job because I had already been in the house with my son for 2 years, and we were isolated, like out in Indiana. I didn't have anybody around to help me with him. So then when that diagnosis came in, I really didn't want to leave my job because that was my first time being able to be around some adults. Because I was literally isolated and cut off. People around me were busy with their careers, or they already had their children, and the children were, older, and here I am starting with this little boy, and people don't understand his behavior and why he's doing certain things, so people really just wasn't around. And so, I had to come off my job because when it got to the point where, because my son, I had to, not only was doing therapies, I had to completely change his diet. You guys can watch my my videos on autism if you want to know more about that, but I'm just trying to explain. I'm not using it as an excuse, but I'm trying to explain to you why my weight just went out of control. It's not that I don't know what to do. I know what to do, but when I got so busy like that, and I'm trying to help my son, I'm trying to catch him in a certain window, because if you don't do something like in a certain time, the kids can become stuck in that autistic world, and I wasn't having that for my son. So I had to make his food from scratch. He couldn't have dairy, and we were doing the gluten thing at one point. His stomach was just all messed up, and so I would have to cook things from scratch. So it wasn't let me go and buy this process. I couldn't do it. So anyway, when I got to the point where I would go home, I would leave home to go to work, and would come home and find out that I left food on the stove. And the very last time I did that happened like 3 times. I was so lucky that I didn't burn the house down. But the last time I did it, the fire department had to come to the house and kick the door in. That's just how tired and exhausted and burnt out I was. And so I had to get to the point where